I am privileged to have had a number of dogs through the years, since my early childhood up to now, and they have all been very, very close to me. My first dog was an Alsatian, a former police dog. Its name was Stubborn. I was about 4 years old at the time, and Stubborn was quite naturally my protector and my best buddy. The next dog of note that I had was after my matric year. I went into the army and I was an infantryman. I was stationed at 1st South African Infantry Battalion in Oudtshoorn, where I was a platoon sergeant or an instructor. As the year drew to a close, we seemed to accumulate a number of dogs who would go with the squads as we would move around the base into the veld and so on. And at some stage this irked the officer commanding quite terribly, and he instructed that the dogs had to go. I went to him and negotiated that one of the dogs could go with me when I would go home for my 7 days pass. He agreed. The dog was around for another week or two until I left. And Slogger, as he was then eventually called, Slogger is another word for an infantryman. Slogger was on the train in the goods section, and on every station where we stopped I would go and make sure he was okay and so on. Slogger stayed with us for a number of years, and eventually I went to Teachers College, and after Teachers College I went to work at the mine in the Northwestern Cape at Aggeneys, at the Black Mountain Mineral Mine. One day I heard of a young border collie dog that was unfortunately causing problems on the farm because it was a time of great drought and the sheep had to be fed close to the house. And at night when the sheep were supposed to be feeding, this young dog and its sibling would go and disturb the animals. So the farmer decided that it must go. He agreed to let me have the dog. I called it Hinja or Hincha, which is an Nguni name for dog. Hincha was a lovely animal. We became very, very close. I was on my own on the mine, and I wasn't married, whatever. So it was my buddy. It went with me everywhere. The times that I went to go to Cape Town to visit my parents or later on my girlfriend, Hincha would go along. And eventually when I left the mine, I went to work in Cape Town. Hincha was there with us. It was there when we got married, and Hincha is the first dog that my 2 children ever got to know. Unfortunately, Hincha didn't last very long. She was 7 years old when she got cancer and she died. Big loss, but a lovely, lovely memory. The next dog of note was when we were working in Gauteng. We had moved up here in 1995, and I ran a small workshop in Alberton. It then came that there was what I call a Jack Russell, and a litter that moved into the factory. They were strays, they were in a terrible condition, and eventually I decided to take the mother in. It's quite a story, but I won't tell that now. And I had her fixed up, or spayed. She needed quite a bit of treatment, but eventually Gogo, as the name was given to her, became a part of our life, and she died late last year at the age of roughly 14 years. So a lovely, lovely memory. Now currently I am the proud owner of a Boston Terrier named Bowie. Bowie came into our life about 2 years ago when my daughter told us that her friends had this young dog and it was a disturbance. It was ruining their garden and some other stuff, and they asked her to find another home for it. She asked if it could come here, and we said no, we already have 4 dogs. But nevertheless, she brought the dog, and we said to her, just a few days. 2 weeks later, I told her, listen, if you thought this dog was going to go back, you can think again. It is staying right here. And ever since then, Bowie has been my sidekick. It's been my buddy. It goes with me almost everywhere that I go. It's enjoying a lovely life here on the farm. It's a beautiful dog. It's quite ferocious when it has to be, and it's just a part of our life, and I could never think that I would feel this way about the dog. So when we think of love and we think of caring, it's not always something that you get, it is something that you give. And Bowie is an example of that. So what I've done is we shot a short film which gives us one aspect of Bowie's life. It loves a challenge. It's about a daily ritual when it will invite me for a fight. So this video is about one of your fights, and I hope that you will enjoy it. This is Bowie, the Boston Terrible. He's the love of my life, animal-wise. And he's very happy to be sitting here. It's a bit uncomfortable, but he's very happy to be here. So, thank you everybody. We're going to ask Bowie now to give us a short interview for his thoughts on the matter. And see you next time.